Bonjour, comment ça va? Ça va bien, ça va bien. That's all French I know. Here we go. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Okay, my name's Whitney Moon. I do personal readings. If anyone's interested, give me an email, whitneymoonshine@gmail.com. All one word. Check out my About section for more details on that, okay? Because the energy is about to get crazy, and sometimes you just need a personal reading, especially in that holiday season. You want to know if he's thinking about you? I'll let you know. So here we go. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't, all right? Always entertainment purposes only, okay? If the shoe fits, wear it. If it doesn't, don't put it on, because you know you're going to fuck your legs up and your walk and your body. Okay? Don't wear a shoe that doesn't fit. Here we go. What is my collective need to hear today? This horror oracle just is screaming how much it wants to be read. And honestly, the devil has been coming up so much. Like, if he doesn't come out in a reading, he's on the bottom of the deck. Like, fuck. Every time, like, these are like just repetitive cards over and over and over again, but I know the analogy always changes. So we've got Earth, Friendship, Devil, Wonder of the World, and Fire. Okay. This seems like an evolution reading, okay? So follow along. Either this is someone that you're dealing with or it's yourself, possibly, okay? This is what's going on. So it seems like somebody got a download, okay? And they were told that they were going to change. And that this change was going to involve doing work for the devil. And the devil comes in a lot of shapes and sizes, okay? And he does a lot of work just like God does, okay? So now the work that he wants you to do is huge. And the reason why he wants you to do it is because you're kind of stone cold. And I think that your opinion on doing this type of work is not biased. In maybe it is, and that's why he wants to do it. I mean, I don't know. It seems like if you were going to become a detective, okay? And I've actually thought of this, but it's such a hard road to get to being a detective. You can't just solve crimes. There's other things that you have to do and other bending over you have to do before you get to that level. So I feel like someone's going to make a change, okay? Because they got the download to make the change. And if it was, say, becoming a detective or something like that, I mean, you don't necessarily have to become a private eye for the police. I mean, or a detective for the police. You can do it on the side, okay? Law only goes so far when it comes to state by state jurisdiction. This is personal shit. This is personal. This is people can hire a retired cop, right? I mean, the guy can't do anything, can't go out and arrest people, but it can certainly start a case. Okay. So from the looks of it, what we're dealing with here is the work that you're doing is so big that, say it was to become a detective and take down pedophiles, take down monsters, murderers, it's like they know that you can do it. There's some people who can't do it. I was watching an Unsolved Mysteries last night, and no, actually, I was watching a Netflix documentary on Lucy Blackman, who goes missing in Tokyo. And this investigation unleashes this whole other like rape nemesis that's out there hurting all of these women, these hostesses that are there to accompany men and make men feel good are massively being taken advantage of. And with that program, I kind of forgot where I was going with that. With that program, though, where was I going with that? like, I hope that I kind of feel like, okay, I mean, it's taking a turn because it's taking a turn in my head and it's taking a bad turn, this reading. But what I'm getting is, okay, so what Lucy does, okay, is Lucy is, she starts to be a hostess. That's what they call them, hostess. And a hostess in Tokyo, wines and dines with guests. Okay, they're not escorts. It's simply anything in the restaurant. They just have drinks, and the restaurant encourages drinking, right? To get these clients nice and comfortable and spending money, and just, they're a hostess. They host for the night. Okay. And Lucy gets killed, and somebody takes her home, and she's never seen again. And I almost feel like, I mean, the analogy of the story is that you were put here on Earth to do a bigger purpose. Okay. And if you're not a detective, and if you're just a regular Jane or Joe Schmo, okay, ain't nothing special to your life. There is something special to your life. Okay. And I think maybe you're starting to figure it out, that you're bigger than everybody in the room. And I don't know if you know that, because maybe you don't believe it. Maybe you don't know that energy works like this. Maybe you don't know that people secretly have jobs. Maybe you're driven to tarot for some other purpose that you think is unnecessary, and really you're coming down to basically what you're meant to do, or what you have been doing for your whole life. Okay. Sorry, I have a little bit of a hard time trying to get my phone to stay in place. I'm just making sure it doesn't fall right now. Just don't mind me, okay? Okay. Anyway, yeah, see, making sure you don't fall. I swear, the universe has done something so you've been safe while doing this. Lucy, there are those certain circumstances where if they have run the course of their mission, okay, then they get promoted. And that's where they might be the last victim to a crime. Right? The last victim to a murderer, the last victim to a rapist, the last victim, right? Because they've been waiting for you to show up to shut it down. Okay. And it's the devil's work, because the devil can do some really gnarly shit, but he can also make the clouds go away. You know what I mean? He can do other things. People are here in good and in bad. Okay, so I believe that with the devil as well. I believe that there are things that he does that it's not all in vain. And even if a lot of it is, this world is in vain. And so many people living here are in vain, and completely breaking the rules and breaking what they're supposed to be doing, and not supporting their children, and not helping the universe, and not doing anything other than feeding a spouse. Right? Feeding somebody all their energy, or feeding it all to themselves. Okay, now I'm getting 7, gluttony, right? Constantly eating, constantly shoving things down your throat because you can't control anything, right? So maybe that's who you get in touch with. You come face to face with, people who are morbidly obese, right? And I mean, you can blame it on anything. People who have gained weight like that can blame it on anything. They really can. They can say it was their mother, it was their father, it was their past, it was their boyfriend. But I mean, abuse is abuse, whether it's substance abuse or eating or drinking, it's all in the same category. Right? So I feel like whatever your mission is, I think it's kind of starting to come to an end with Frankenstein, because Frankenstein can only do so much until he starts to turn. And that's the thing. Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. Okay, so back to the Lucy Blackman. This is why I was saying it, because in Tokyo, they were very low on cops and shit. And so they had to bring in road cops, road policemen, okay, to this guy who killed Lucy Blackman, assaulted hundreds of women. Okay, he had 400 tapes, over 400 VHS tapes of sodomizing, raping, and abusing women that were all under 15 some type of drug, okay? And these cops that were come in to watch these videos because they needed to see who the victims were, they needed to be able to use this as evidence, and these cops were having mental breakdowns and having to actually leave and go on leave of absences because of what they were seeing was too much for them. So whatever you've had to do, the things that you've seen would put most people into post-traumatic stress instantly. And it to you, you've become numb to it, right? And that's a lot of good detectives. They become numb to this shit because they have to become numb or it's going to break them. And somebody has to do the job because most people are weak and they can't stomach it, right? But even for the tough people, you don't think they don't want to throw up? Of course they do. They're just choosing not to because there's a bigger scenario at hand. There's a bigger picture happening. Right? So that's why King Kong is here, because there's something that you're not seeing to the bigness of what it is that you do. So congratulations, I just heard, for that shit. Because that's not a lot of people can, like I said, can do what you do. So why is this coming out for the collective? It seems like it's coming out because I think somebody has been saying that you're not doing your job properly. Okay, somebody around you, somebody in the vicinity that's supposed to have your back, supposed to be a teammate, is saying you're not doing your job, right? So I think you were investigated, okay? Or you've been searching for so long as to what your purpose is. There's the Hermit, right? With the Empress in reverse. Like, you've been searching for your purpose for so long, and you have to try to come to a realization as to why it seems like you're being held back when you're the one doing all the work. And they kind of seem to keep hanging you in the same energy. And I don't know if you're poor or broke, but it's like, why are you doing this to me? Why are you making me go and do all this? And you're not even paying me properly. You're not even giving me what I need to survive, really, right? So now I think the time has come where you can hide away, in a sense like that, where maybe your job is going to change, or maybe something is going to change, and the money will start coming in, right? The money will finally start coming in that you've been worried about, and you've been worried for a reason. Okay, there's the Chariot. So Cancer energy, and then the Queen of Cups, like, definitely, I mean, hiding your true feelings, okay, is what got this moving along. Like, you might have shown a little too much of the job before, whereas now it kind of just haunts you at night. You don't talk about it anymore. And that's what is changing, because when, like, think of it this way, like, if you are a cop or a lawyer, like, or a psychiatrist or something, like, you can't just come home and just talk about your clients, right? You can't. It's a brief of confidentiality. Same with your doctors. Can't just come home and talk about somebody's cancer, right? Like, and so maybe you were talking about it a little bit in the past, and now I think you've shut your mouth with a lot of things, and that's just, maturity leaking out of you, and realizing that the only way to get this moving is to just get it done. And if I need to get it done, I'm just going to shut up and I'm going to do it, because I don't want to waste any more time. It's like the people who didn't graduate high school want to go and get their GED, and they just want to get it done, like, no more. I don't want to go to grade 9, grade 10, grade 11, grade 12 again. I want to get my GED and be over with. Right? It kind of seems like that. Like, maybe somebody was thinking that they were going to be able to put you back in the beginning, and you were going to have to start again. right? And that starting again is what keeps this money away from you. Start again, start again, start again. It drains you, right? Because of the amount of work that you're doing, but it's not work related here, right? It's work in another dimension, and it's not paying you. And the work that's going on here is being affected because of that. Right? So you might have to hide yourself because you've had to hide your feelings so much that, okay, well, if I have to hide my feelings, I'm going to have to hide myself because my feelings are going to show through me. Right? And, I mean, you held out. And I just really hope that this journey for you, oh my God, look, it is done. The tower on the bottom of the deck with the world. You are done, hun. You are done. And look what's right after. The Ace of Pentacles. How beautiful that card is. I fucking love this deck. It's a steampunk deck. It's the very first tarot card deck that I ever worked on. I think I was 28, 29, something like that when I got this deck. And I couldn't find the big deck again, so I had to buy this miniature deck of it. But my God, I love this. It's the mechanical hand with the seed. It's just such a beautiful, it's such a beautiful card. And I think somebody has been really unhappy. But it's victory. King of Wands, Judgment. Oh my God, look, Judgment. I mean, that's how you know that you did your job. You did your job. You went where you had to go, which is what the King of Wands does. Okay, he sets an itinerary and he fucking goes. He's not even sitting down. That man's got shit to do, and so you did it. Six of Wands, and so you did it, and it was victorious. It was victorious, okay? So if you've been sad for a little while, okay, just know that where you're going is better than where you were at. Okay, we don't really know where you're going, but you're not going to be working with this crew again, and that's the truth. Okay, because this crew stole from you. They stole ideas, they stole motive, they stole your words, they stole things, okay? Because this King of Pentacles and this Knight of Wands in reverse, that from the looks of it wanted things all for themselves. So you were doing this job and you were doing everything that you could, and no wonder you weren't getting compensated, because these two were standing in front of you going, you're not getting paid if you don't work. And you were working and working and working, and they still wouldn't pay you. Okay? So the Page of Swords goes up in the air and leaves them behind. Okay? To collect their money and move on with their life. And that's what people do, you can only warn people so much, tell people, to back off, to leave you alone until you disappear. And once you disappear, it's because they deserved it. You warned them, you told them to leave you alone, they didn't want to, poof, you're gone like a fart in the wind, and so shall it be. All right, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it doesn't resonate, don't worry about it, wait for the next reading. Like I started off with, you can definitely get a personal reading if that's what you want. WhitneyMoonshine@gmail.com. I do readings 7 days a week. Okay. Thank you for your likes, your comments, your subscribes, everything you do. It's wonderful. It's lovely. And I really appreciate it. Thanks for the comments. Thank you for subscribing. And if you're new, I hope you stick around, right? And if you're old, thank you so much for still being here and all that great shit. Peace out. Have a good week. I'm your girl. Rock out.